Hello, Mark. So basically, this is the grip I use, and I know some people use it too, quite often. So if you see, I'm chalking up the blade on most of the handle. That's what I mean by long handles don't really benefit me because most of the handle is actually protruding from the back of my hand. It actually bothers me sometimes because when I am using relatively long sleeves, they get in here and impair my cutting motion. For cutting motions, I use kind of three. This is my main, just the classic thrust cutting. Then sometimes, depending on the vegetables I'm cutting, and usually for kind of softer vegetables or when I don't need to be too careful, I go a bit of chopping. So I'm basically keeping the heel down and going up and down on the middle part on top. And every so often, especially with my nakiri, I go like kind of a rocking, but I tend not to leave the tip on the board. I kind of rock, but that's something I do mostly with the nakiri because it is heavier, and that way the weight of the knife at the heel does most of the work for me. So keep in mind I'm not a pro, so my technique is pretty much lacking. So this is a very extreme example of why I sometimes don't like the handles too long, unlike most people. And this is because this particular knife has a very long neck here. So even though it is comfortable, it is too long for my middle finger, which is the one that hangs there. But also it makes the handle start actually, if you look at this, it is actually in the middle of my hand where it starts playing any sort of role. I know some people do something more like they pinch while holding but I don't have that kind of grip. That's the kind of grip that I think your handle will benefit, where that part may sit right on that inception you made on the handle, and same for the lower part. But for me, it would be pretty much not very useful. So this is a different knife. This is almost perfect in terms of how long it protrudes the neck of the knife. In terms of, it is 3/4 of the thickness of my middle finger. So my middle finger sits securely there. You can see it. And I still choke up the blade. So I always do it. It's just the way I hold the knife. And you can still see a lot of handle coming out. But even though this handle is longer than the other one by substantial amount, it produces probably a slightly less. Anyway, this piece of here is more comfortable for me because it's not so far gone in front. Again, same motions and all that stuff. Now, this nakiri, this is a Watanabe. The length of the... So where we left, so this nakiri has pretty much the same, this is from Watanabe, and it has pretty much the same, slightly less on the neck, and it's even more perfect. I actually really like this one. And the handle is shorter, which is more comfortable for me. Even though the handle is not the best, it's one of the handles I like the most in hand because it's grippy and it doesn't come off the back of my hand too much. Because that really bothers me a lot. Again, this one is the knife I use this motion the most. So I leave the tip close to the board down and kind of rock. This knife is hefty. If you see that spine. This one comes close to being perfect in terms of how much, because the shorter it is in this area, the less of the blade I lost on my grip. So this one is the one that I pick the farthest back. So here is how it sits in my hand. Say about it. Oh yeah, there is. I mean, even though this is how I hold the knives, 95% of the time, I wouldn't want the handle to be exactly here, for example. And that's because sometimes when I'm slicing, that doesn't play for the nakiri, but for the gyudos, when I'm slicing, I hold the knife quite a bit farther back because I do finger pointing. And if you see here, so this handle is pretty much perfect in terms of length, almost perfect. Because I hold from here, I go from here to here. So it is like I go back almost a couple of centimeters on the handle. And the same thing plays for these guys. I'm here, I'm here, and then I move here. So it is probably not quite 2 centimeters, but something.